Important to know the appropriations process, hello former staff director, uses adjustments all the time. They do rescissions, they use emergency money. That is how the appropriations process works. Because we were dealing with the top lines, we thought it important to memorialize some of those adjustment agreements. It does not stop the Appropriations Committee from doing other things they feel is necessary to make sure the appropriations process works. But to ensure that we got to a similar level, close to the same level as this year, we certainly wanted to have an agreement with the Speaker's team about what that was. Because remember, part of this deal is to make sure we have an appropriations process that works. This unlocks that, just like budget resolutions would have. So now we're setting top line here, and when the Appropriation Committee works, you will see them use $22 billion of the COVID relief rescissions, which were taken in this bill. The appropriators will use some of that money to spread around how they see fit. We didn't get into the individual line items in this bill. They will also, as you've heard, use IRS rescissions from the IRA on the mandatory side. Again, we don't dictate how, but they will rescind $10 billion both years, and they will then use that to be reinvested into non-defense discretionary. They will also use other rescissions that the appropriators will decide the mix of, but we agreed on the levels that they could be higher. 10 billion higher than last year, and the appropriators will use that. And building on the emergencies used in December, the appropriators will use about 23 billion in emergencies for 24 and 25.
And then can I just ask real quick, do you have an understanding of how many votes Republicans will provide in the House to get this over the finish line?
Remember, I moved over here. We're going to let the Speaker work with his conference. This is what I miss about the House, though. This is a fun day over there. Lots of meetings. I'm sure it's very interesting and has a lot of energy. But we're going to leave that to them to work out the votes and how they get there. We know we talk to them in good faith. They talk to us in good faith. But now it's their chance to talk to their members. We from here are making sure members know what's in this bill, education. But look, I know a lot of members of Congress. What you don't do is call and tell them what to do. You educate. You say, let me know what you need to know, what's in this bill, how it's written, how it's going to be implemented, and we're here to answer you.
Uh-oh, friends. This is not good news. The Biden administration has just confirmed an agreement that would make millions of Americans lose their monthly benefits. Many advocacy groups are pushing against this new legislation. However, lawmakers insist it is the only way to prevent a debt default. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video, especially if you receive monthly benefits. Also, this coming Friday, I'll be announcing more winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter these giveaways, all you have to do, friends, is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, my friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Inflation in 2022 placed a major constraint on Americans who are wanting to put the crisis behind them and stabilize their finances. According to the Federal Reserve's annual survey, 35% of Americans across all income levels are worse off now than they were 1 year ago, suggesting a widespread effect of higher prices across the population. This is up from 20% in 2021 and is the largest share on record since the Fed first began the surveys in 2014. Skyrocketing costs weighed heavily on the average American household in 2022. Energy costs, grocery costs, gasoline, and everything that consumers buy now has increased drastically. Last week, the government reported that consumer spending jumped 0.8% from March to April, which is the biggest increase since January. Much of the increase was driven by spending on new vehicles, which soared 6.2%. Among other items, Americans bought more computers, fuel, and clothing. America's employers added 253,000 jobs in April, and the unemployment rate dipped to 3.4%, matching a 54-year low. While hiring was solid in April, it was much weaker in February and March than the government had previously estimated. Job gains for those months was downgraded by a combined 149,000. With the crisis still affecting the American people, many are against Congress's decision to adjust work requirements for relief programs. The debt ceiling agreement includes an expanded work requirement provision that would create unnecessary barriers for low-income households, with negligible savings for the federal government. Many people who participate in the SNAP program must comply with work requirements to receive monthly funds to purchase groceries. The debt limit deal, which was reached this weekend between President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, would raise the age of participants who need to provide proof of work for SNAP benefits from age 18 to 49 years old, instead to age 18 to 54 years old. While Republicans say the expanded work requirements will help people get jobs, anti-hunger advocates argue that work requirements should be eliminated altogether, citing the research that shows that they do not have a measurable effect on participants' employment. Individuals with dependents, including children and older adults, and those with documented disabilities, have been exempt from work requirements and would continue to be under the tentative plan. In what has been touted by the Biden administration as a victory, the new proposal also would exempt veterans, homeless individuals, and youth aging out of foster care from SNAP work requirements. Parker Gelkison, a policy analyst, called 3 months an arbitrary time frame to allow participants to look for work before cutting off their benefits. Conservative groups have long pushed for slashing SNAP enrollment and have recently racked up a streak of successes across state legislatures. Many of those include tighter work requirements. In April, Kansas state lawmakers voted largely along party lines to override the governor's veto of a work requirement bill that goes even further than what the debt limit negotiators had landed on. It extends the age limit of those considered to be able-bodied adults without dependents from age 18 to 49 to instead 18 to 59 years old. Republicans in the Kansas State House enacted the 30-hour work requirement last year. Since the measure took effect, more than 1,000 able-bodied adults without dependents have stopped receiving food assistance. More than 42.5 million Americans nationwide received SNAP benefits in February. That is the latest data available from the Agriculture Department. Experts said it is not yet clear how many people would be affected by the expanded work requirement. The White House has said the total number of participants will not be significantly different. This proposal comes at a time when grocery prices are still very high, and as low-income households continue to recover from other losses, such as the end of crisis-era emergency SNAP allotments. So, dear friends, what are your thoughts about the work requirements in order to receive SNAP benefits? Please leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Well, my greatest and amazing friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Tuesday. Thank you so much, friends, for being here and for being part of this community. The two winners of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway is Carlos Cruz and Craig Kavanaugh. Congratulations, my dearest friends. To claim your gift cards, please check your notifications page and send me a message. Or you can message me, friends, on my Facebook page. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.